Win. Fuck everything else. Win. These niggas ain't shit. Win. Stop chasing that bitch. Win. Big J Rocco on 10. Exit S4. Bring friends. That black tooth go. Jump in. You might wanna keep scope. I win. Forearm tattoos. That's spot. All of them go shoot. Don't try. I walk in room. They eyes wide. Third album comes soon. I'm glad y'all gon' die. I ain't chasing after no bitch. I got bigger plans than staying rich. I've been tapping in since I was 6. Tap dance all on a brick. And your diamonds like tap water. That shit way too foggy. These BBS is way awesome. See I left some baby mama. Drop to your death without warning. Get out the way. Yeah. Get out the way. Get the fuck up out my way. Yeah. You either with me or against me, ho. You either with me or win. Fuck everything else. Win. These niggas ain't shit. Win. Stop chasing that bitch. Win. Fuck niggas don't style side when I play outside. I put the beats on them like drought side. I got the bounce side and that loud side. And if you act bad, I bring the cow side. Go and get your money, bitch. None of my niggas on some funny shit. I can tell real by who you running with. I'm all in the field, duck running shit. Hit my plug just to re-up and he was like, boop. Here. Legal knew just what it was. Flipped the hook up and gave it back, boop. Yeah. 9/11, no malice, baby. 9 bumping, no violence, baby. My trigger finger got callous, baby. My bare knuckles got talent, baby. I'm all in the wind with it. On Deuce line, I've been with it. She too fine, I've been hit it. Crashed 2 times, I limo tinted my new ride. I'm riding with the tough. 12 better not put me over. Championship going dumb. Nothing to something I won, bitch. Get out the way. Get out the way. Get out the way. Get the fuck up out my way. You either with me or against me, ho. You either with me or win. Fuck everything else. Win. These niggas ain't shit. Win. Stop chasing that bitch. Win. We just hit the lotto. Hope y'all are having an amazing Throwback Thursday. That's right. It's the first time on a Thursday we are literally going back to a space call after this. Yes, that's right. 6:00 p.m. We jumping on X for an exclusive live spaces. So make sure when y'all are done with this crash course, of course, the PERPS crash course, you tune in over there too. It's that simple. We got 65 people in the building. Light work. Need y'all to do me a big favor. Repost, quote, like, comment, all that jazz. So hip.
Ew, don't ever say that word, Hep. Unless you slip one.
Unless you slip one. I done slipped my hip, y'all. Hey, yes, indeed, Lotto fan bam. I love you guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. On a serious note, I appreciate you. We are streaming on 3 different platforms, YouTube, Twitch, and of course, X. No matter where you find yourself, please make sure you engage to spread the good news. We spread gospel, not gossip. Let me just tell you, this is the light. This is the voice of reason. This is the absolute epitome of winning together. We're going to share ideas. We're going to share specific trade concepts. We're going to share our levels. We're going to talk about liquidation versus leveraged. We're going to talk about what platforms to use. We're going to talk to how I trim out, how I take profit, how I put stop losses. We're going to talk about everything you could possibly think of. And if for some reason or another we don't cover it, The best part about it is you can literally ask questions. You can ask questions in the live feed, or shit, you can even DM me on X, and I will 100%, no exaggeration, add you to this specific call where you can literally ask questions live. Camera on, camera off, totally up to you. Totally up to you. Let's see if I can get you in here, Egon. Where is it? How do I do it? There it is. What up, Egon? Oh, don't hide the camera right as I put you on, you handsome little young feller. Mr.
Sorry, I thought I hit the microphone, my friend. I'm driving a car right now. I definitely don't have the phone in my hand, so I'm, it's responsibly away, and I'm using hands-free.
There you go. You make sure you keep it that way. Responsible, okay?
Exactly.
Responsible. That part. I love you. Miss you, bro.
Miss you too. Thank God for the perp community. Actually, when I get busy at work, sometimes I miss it, and there's a heck of a dip where I can DCA down effectively to lower my entry price and my liquidation price, and get in just finding a better entry for that long play, because it's holding 150. Nice. I like it. So shout out to everybody who's not only engaging with Ghost posts every time he updates everybody, but also in the perp chat notifications. Phenomenal.
Dude, I couldn't agree more, man. Well, I want to talk about it actually. When we first started doing these perps crash course, it was just requested by the community. They saw some of us talking about perps. They wanted to know more, and it's fairly new, right? So it's important to kind of get a head start. If you haven't traded perps before ever, you don't have to rush this. They're not going anywhere anytime soon. If you have traded and you haven't been as effective as you've wanted to become, I think tapping in will get you there. And then lastly, if you're like a pro and you're making buku money off this shit, dude, please grab a mic. Please talk about it. Someone asked me today, Verno, he wanted to send it to me personally, but I think he sent it in the main chat. And he just wanted to know, like, what's the goal of this group chat on X? And the goal is very simple. I wanted to keep it a little bit, small to start off with. And I wanted to get like-minded individuals in there, first off, that can read charts, can understand things, keep up with the news. So we always have multiple sets of ears all over the place. But also, it's an endless amount of knowledge when it comes to trading. Everybody has a different strategy, different technique. And just because maybe one person's bullish versus another person being bearish doesn't mean that they both can't work. Prime example is if you went long once you broke that 150 and you ate off this play, but someone else saw some rejection on the 4-hour resistance and they decided to go short, you could have sold up here at the peak and they could have sold down here at that test of the level. So there's still two sides of a trade, right? So I definitely am very happy with the room so far. I think we got around 25 heads in there. We're trying to keep it fairly small just to kind of see where everyone's at, get a good gauge, get some good one-on-one answering questions and what have you. But we'll grow it, slowly but surely. If you want to enter in there right away, you're more than welcome to. I'm not trying to hold off on letting people in as well. But we haven't really done any kind of advertisement for the most part to bring people in. And again, partially just because I want people to get enough attention in there while they're learning. Now, in regards to the concept of this, I don't charge for my services. I don't even consider them services. I'm really just doing what I love to do. I'm talking about what I like to talk about. That's the truth of it all. So when you guys request, hey, I want to day trade options, and we did the crash courses, last year, about a year ago, when you guys are like, oh man, the trenches are eating me up and I want to learn more. And we did some crash courses for the trenches as well. And now it's kind of evolved into perps as of late. And that's what this game is all about. It's evolution. You have to be primed to be able to determine, hey, you know what? There's a new opportunity to extract resources. Let me learn as much as I can before I start getting all willy-nilly in that bitch, right? And so that's what we're here for. We're here to literally just spread the knowledge that we have, our logic, our brainstorming, our reasoning. And then, of course, you should be able to find what technique works for you.
And if you're making money and you're doing a good job, awesome. If you're losing money and you're doing a bad job, no worries. You can still clean it up. The truth is I'm not a financial advisor. I do not have any qualifications to advise anyone what to do financially. So you'll never hear me tell you, do this. This is how long you should hold it for. Sell it now. I would much rather talk about fishing and see if some of y'all could learn how to fish than to charge you so that you can take my plays and fish, or on the flip side of the coin, for you guys to just keep throwing rods in the same direction I'm throwing them in, hoping that some of them actually work. Okay. It's really important that you determine how to hold yourself accountable. I took this trade because I saw this. I closed this trade out because it wasn't part of my plan, or my plan broke down, right? I would much rather, and I kid you not, I would much rather give you all of the information that I can, and you determine when to apply that said information, when it makes sense for you, than to hold your hand throughout the whole process. Okay. You'll never learn if you're just taking things because I'm doing them, right? In other words, so you're going to learn a lot. If you don't know already, you're going to learn a lot. The first thing I like to start off with, and we're going to be a little bit in a time crunch today, you guys, because what we did want is we want to try something fun for a Throwback Thursday. We want to jump on X only and do a live space call. You know, if you don't know me, I did space calls every day for probably a year or so. And it is something that people have felt a little bit lacking in that department, because we're doing these live streams every day now. So at least 6 days a week now. So I want to just go back to our roots, man, where we met it, where a lot of us met. You know, I want to jump on there on Thursday, Throwback Thursday, and just have a good time with it. So we'll be closing this up at 6:00 p.m. Pacific Standard, less than 40 minutes from now, and we'll reopen the scheduled space on my actual page. If you go to my page, make sure you're following me, make sure the noties are on. I don't tweet much, but when I do, there's definitely some substance behind why I'm actually sending out a post, whether it's a poker tournament we got coming up, whether it's a key level I see that's getting tested, and I'm going to let you guys know what I'm looking at, whether it's a space call, whether it's a giveaway, whatever it is, dude. I don't blow up the timeline. You won't be bummed out with mad alerts. Okay. I can promise you that much. Okay. Let's talk about what's really going on.
Well,
here.
Before you get into it, I just want to give everyone a heads up. Just be prepared for tonight's space. Since Ghost hasn't been live in forever, we're probably in for a 4 or 5 hour space, which in reality may only be 20 minutes long. It's going to be 4.5 hours of shout outs, because there's going to be so many people. They're going to be like, oh my God, Elvis isn't dead kind of scenario, right? We're going to be massively flooded. There we go. All right. Yeah. And I just jinxed it, so maybe no one will show up. So we're happy with the results either way. And that's the way perps go.
Just about to say, man, oh man, put the pressure on us there. Hey, you know what, bro? The difference between spaces and this, for me, the only difference is the simple fact that I don't know who's in the building at any given time unless they actually hit me with a reply. So I got Mr. Chris in the building, always showing love. I got Massimo in the building, Crypto Homer AF in the building, Sherry in the building, probably one of the first to ever join this class every day. We got obviously Roxy in the building holding down our Twitch channel, and of course in the chat while she's driving, having a good time. Not the Mama's in the building, man. We love her. Just a lot of love, you guys. I really do appreciate you guys. Honestly, man, like Dante's in the building as always. You know, you guys, I swear to you, it inspires me that so many of you guys respect me and want to learn in any aspect of life, whether it's becoming a better person, whether it's becoming a better trader, whether it's having more patience, whether it's being able to take accountability, whether it's getting sober, like whatever it is that you've been able to accomplish since we've met is fucking awesome. I'm not going to take all the credit for it. I think that's God's plan, but I just think it's awesome to share the journeys with you. And I mean that when I tell you, you guys say I motivate or inspire or uplift or encourage. I swear to you, the feeling is mutual. You guys showing up motivates me. That's why I'm always so consistent. I always say consistency is the foundation of success. But if there wasn't at least 113 of you guys in a building right now, I promise you, I probably wouldn't be doing this. And if you're a hater and you're like, yo, there's not 113 people, he's full of crap, it's because you're either on my page, Egon's page, Just a Lotto's page, Twitch, or YouTube. But if you collectively combine all of those, it is 113 people concurrently watching at this very moment. And I want to say thank you to all of you, because I swear to you, it's the only reason I do this. I would not be up here wasting any fucking time at all if you guys weren't wanting this to be a thing. So thank you for the endless and unwavering support for Lotto, and of course to me as an individual. Thank you to individuals like Egon, who are always prepped to lend a helping hand, have so much substance to add to the group, have so much conviction and commitment to the project as well. I love you, bro. I appreciate you. You know, of course, can't say it enough about the dev of the decade, of course, Botown himself. I love him. Super happy he reached out to me and Parker to make this happen. Miss.com Parker, man, I love my guy right there. It's the homie for life. I'll fucking seriously do some bad things to some bad people for a good person like that. Of course, .com Parody, who comes up here and hosts half the time, man. We love her. We appreciate her to the fullest, her knowledge, her expertise in trading perps, but also just her vibe. And Hinch, man, brother to me. I don't want to make this a shout out because I want to get these perps going, but sometimes I can't help it when I get up here. I'm just so grateful for the people that really do bend over backwards to make this community a whole. And you guys give me a lot of credit, and I appreciate that. But again, if it's not for you guys, we're absolutely nothing. And I appreciate that. I'm aware of that. And I will do my part to stick to what I've promised. And that's to be there for you guys. Rain, sleet, or snow, no matter the occasion, no matter what you need, no matter what you want, no matter what you desire. I promise you, I will make that shit happen by being here for you. Now, I want to get into perps because, again, we have less than 30 minutes plus, okay? No, you can't say less than 30 minutes plus, but you get the gist, just over 30 minutes. We're going to go to this specific chart just to start off with. Disregard the lines, disregard the key levels, disregard the chart. This was from back last year when I was doing some of the lines. They are, ironically, of course, still holding true, as you can see. I haven't changed these lines. These are just lines I've had from earlier in the year when it was coming down, or again, even last year when it was coming up. You can see they are still pretty much respected. $2 increments, $1.50 increments. You could see it, right? I didn't draw these anytime soon, but it is pretty kind of, damn, it is pretty crazy how it's still pretty much respecting them all. So these are reasons why I kind of trim before we get to that move. Sometimes it doesn't always get to that move, but yeah, disregard them for now. These lines are more up to date, and you can see they're obviously holding true to form as well. But this is the first thing I like to start off with, and it's the platform. If you're new to this, we're talking about perpetuals. It is a new thing, fairly new. Perpetuals are massively being talked about right now. A lot of opportunity to extract resources, a very small amount of resources in regards to what you'd have to risk to make a decent amount. So the platform I use is Jupe.ag. That's Jupiter. When you go to Jupe.ag up here in the top left, you'll see Spot Pro Perps More. You just go to Perps. Once you've selected Perps, you'll get to this screen here. Now, it will give you the opportunity to choose from either Solana, Ethereum, or Bitcoin. You'll notice that all we do is talk about Solana, but every chart's the same. I mean, you go to Bitcoin, you can see it's virtually the same. Everything kind of follows the big guy. And you could see levels just by glancing at it. You know, this is obviously that 96 range is a little bit heavy, always 96, 97 range. We got a low on it, 96.2. And again, it's the same difference, you know, same concept. What is it exactly? You're just essentially stating that you believe it's going to go in one direction or another, either up or down. Along, you'll see it's green. That means you think it's going up. A short, that means it's red, and that means you think it's going down. It's really just that simple. It's black and white. You think it's going up, you think it's going down. Very simple. Now, you notice I say you think it's going up, you think it's going down. Don't get it misconstrued. You'll never catch me predicting and then using the trade based on a prediction. That's not how I trade, and I'm going to break that down for you a little bit later in the show. But You might hear me predict like, oh, I think we'll be at 300 by summer. Sure, that's one thing. But again, I will never base my trades off of a prediction, okay? I'm very methodical with everything I do, including trading, and I'm going to break all of it down for you as we go. The first thing I want to point out is when you're going long or short, the first thing you're selecting here, it'll be on Solana, you're selecting the dollar amount that you're literally willing to walk away from. Okay, so if I put in here a 0.2, that is the maximum I can lose. That $30.27 is what it's worth currently, a 0.2 of Solana. That's the maximum I can lose. Okay, I cannot lose more than that. Okay, but it doesn't limit me to the upside, meaning a 0.2 could go a long way. How? This guy right here. This is what's called your leverage. Now, leverage is very simple. It seems complicated, but it's not. The higher the leverage, the higher your reward, obviously. Because at 100x, a 0.2 Solana, you're essentially trading after fees 18.4 Solana. What does that mean? If it goes up $1, you're making 18 bucks. Now remember, you're only playing with 30 bucks here. So you could imagine if you were to have gone in on a long at 148 and it got all the way up to 154, we're talking about a $6 move multiplied by that 18. That's like 150 bucks. And that was off of a $30 trade. Now, I'm not suggesting you're going to hold through all of this, but that's my point as far as a little goes a long way. Now, there's also a leverage on the low end, 1.1. And that would only be just over that 0.2 of Solana that you're typically trading with. So a dollar move is really only a 20-cent move for you. A $5 move is really only a dollar move for you. And that's because you're not even trading with the full Solana, right? So why would I trade down here, 1-1, when I could trade right here? Seriously. Well, I could tell you why. The higher your leverage is, the closer you are to liquidation. What does that mean? If I'm on a 0.2 Solana and I'm at 100x, that means if the price on this bad boy gets as low as 148.16 right now, they would snatch that 0.2 from me. I lose, they win. Now, same rules apply on the opposite side of the coin. If I'm on a 1x, look at how low that leverage is now, $142. That means the price would have to drop almost 10 bucks in order for them to take this 0.2 from me. Now, I bring this up because most traders go, oh, I like being around 40 to 60. Oh, I like even being in the 70, 80. I'm not here to make you question yourself. I'm not here to make you change your ways. I'm here to tell you what works for me. I don't care what my leverage is at. I care where my liquidation is. And I adjust my leverage based on where my liquidation is. This is not what I'm saying I'm going to trade right now. This is an example. If I thought this was going to go up, that's my thought process. It's looking like a good curl. It's going to go up. No problem. I'm going to go long. No problem. Where do I want my liquidation? Well, if this right here seems to be my bottom, right? Because that's where it's curled from. All right, cool. I'll go maybe right here, a little bit below this resistance, once resistance, and obviously lower than this support. I don't want to be in the middle, but I want to make sure if it does kind of wick down here, I'm okay. So I find a little happy spot. 149.30 is my liquidation. I know this because of right here, right there, 149.30-ish. That's fair enough, close enough. So I'll adjust this to get to that level. Wow, looks like I can go high this time. I like it. All right, I'm going to reset this because it's a little funny right now. All right, 0.3. I think that's what I was doing. No, 0.2 is what I was doing. This is very interesting how high I can go. Oh, that's why. What am I saying? I'm on a 5 minute again. Forgive me, guys. I'm on 15. Okay. So I don't want to be too close to my liquidation. So maybe, just maybe, I'm going to go to our 4 hour. My bad, you guys. Okay. I was like, dude, that is way too good of a trade right here. Okay. So if I wanted to go long, I want to go below a support level. That way, just in case I'm wrong and it does come back, hopefully it holds support and then it can take off again. So what would I do is I'd look at this level and go, okay, let's go a little bit below it. I like to go $1.50 below it. Well, $1.50 below 148 is 146.55. So that's closer where I want to be on my leverage. 146.55. All right, pretty close to that. So 56, it's give or take, right? So that's not too shabby. This would mean that I would not get liquidated until 146.72. 146.72, right around this area. That gives me a little bit of a wiggle room. So that's what I'd base my leverage off. It happens to be 56 here. Okay, cool, no problem. Want to be a little safer? Yeah, sure. 146.29. All right, now I'm below this support. That's enough breathing room. I don't need to be greedy. 46 is awesome on a 0.2. It's like 8.9 Solana. Every dollar up, $9 in my pocket. I'll take it. Come on, give it to me, right? That's how this works. Don't get caught up in trying to do heavy shit because you get more bang for your buck. Oh, it's double. It's like 15 sol. Yeah, but look how close you are to getting liquidated. Is that worth it for you? You got to be careful. You got to figure that out. This is how I choose my leverage. To give you an example, I did make a public post today. The public post I made was about it holding that 150 zone. Because it held it, I went long. It was that simple. 4 hour closed above 150, the psych level, I went long. Now, here's my liquidation. $144.70. $144.70. Look at how much room I have to the downside. Obviously, I can cut this position on the downside anytime between here and now if I don't want to get liquidated. Now, I only did a 0.5. This is a 1 Solana challenge account. We started with 1 Solana. We're trying to break the roof off. Here's where we're up on this position, 17%. So with fees included, a little bit less than that, 13%. See it right here on the bottom? So if I did a 13% trade and I made only $10, that's whack. Is it though? If I made $10 10 times, that's $100. I'm almost doubled up on my soul challenge. So you don't have to be greedy. You just have to have your plan. So here's my liquidation. That is at a 25.08. 25.08. So if I did a half a Solana, I'm essentially trading about 12 and a half Solana. Right? And here it is, 12.3. Every dollar up, $12 up. It's that simple. Okay? That's how I base my leverage versus liquidation. Very important to understand. If that's not how you do it, that's okay. But understand why you do it. What you're going to notice is like, man, every time I'm at the 30, 40 range, I usually get some wins. But I notice when I'm in the 60, 80, 90 range, I always lose. Well, it's probably because you're just not giving yourself enough wiggle room. That's the platform, and that's the long and short area of the platform, along with liquidation versus leverage. Now, let's talk about closing positions. I never close a position at 100%. I'm going to say that again. I never close a position at 100% on the upside. If the trade fails to hold 150, then my trade is no longer valid. I only took this trade because it held 150. So if my trade became no longer valid over here, then I would close it out 100%. Only time I'm closing 100% is to save my loss. I don't want a big loss. I just want to preserve my resources. If I run out of resources, I can't trade, can I? The greatest trader of all time was never known because the dude probably ran out of resources, or the chick probably ran out of resources before they can see it through. Preserve your resources. Now, what I mean by I never trim 100% is because I would like to trim on the way up. That's what I like doing. Usually I find myself doing 25% each time it goes up. And it's based on these levels. For example, I have a level here, 152.43. So right before 152, I'm going to trim a little bit just in case it gives me a hard time to break over. Once it breaks past this, I might trim a little bit more at the 152 and some change range. And then I have a high of the day test where I would trim my third time. If it's still going hot, cool. I still have some left. But ironically, I've had positions where I've trimmed 25% over 5 times. I know what you're thinking. Bro doesn't even know basic math. No. Listen, that 25% trim is 25% of what I have. So when I trim 25% and it takes off the 462 here, that balance that's left over is going to be closer to 800. I'm sorry, 1200. Right? Give or take. About 1388 is what it would come down to. Now, if I trim 25% of 1388, that's going to be like maybe 420. Every time I'm trimming 25%, it's 25% of what I have left. Okay? So you can trim 25% endlessly until obviously there's the smallest amount left in collateral. Now, let's just say it's late. I'm going to bed. I go here. This is a take profit and stop loss. TPSL. Take profit, stop loss. Well, I think this line's giving us a hard time. I'm going to go right around here at 152. Let's put in a take profit in the form of Solana, 152. That would get me a 25% banger. I'm happy. Stop loss. Well, I don't want this trade to turn into a loss, so I'm going to go a little bit higher. Change this to Solana because that's what I want in return. I'm going to go with the 151.25. 151. Right? Guaranteed 8% if that happens. Guaranteed 25% if that happens. I'm cool with that. Right? I'm going to bed. No problem. I hit confirm here and it goes through. Now I know this trade can no longer turn red. I don't want a green trade to turn red. I'll take these baby W's. Of course, I want this one up top to be the one that closes, but I'll take these baby W's all day on this one Solana challenge because that's the only way to compound my gains. Okay? Now, because I'm talking and because we're going to be jumping on a space, I'm going to do that on this one. I'm going to do a 152 closeout and a I'm going to probably take a little L on this one if it does come down to it because I'm going to let the breathing room happen. No, why not? Let's not deviate from my plan. Let's do it. I don't care. Let's make sure we get this as a W no matter what. Since I'm occupied. All right. Put it in and confirm. Now, this is my take profit, 152. This is my stop loss, 151. They call it a stop loss, but really I'm still profitable at 151 because I entered at 150.27. Long story short, I can't lose on this trade any longer. I'm free to go to bed, sleep like an angel. I'm good. Now I can always alter this. Oh, it's looking really good all of a sudden. Look at that. Maybe I want to up that from 151 to 150. I could do that if I wanted to. I can come here, change it to this. It's at 151.23. And I could technically change it like this if I wanted to. Same rules apply. Confirm. And I could confirm. Okay? It's very, very simple. This. It's very simple. I can alter this, in other words. Okay? That's how this works, guys. Very, very simple. That's the platform I use. I do it from my phone. Right now, I'm doing it from my PC. We got this little 1 Solana challenge in the mix. That's what we're going to do with this particular trade. We will not allow this trade to turn red. Now we can see visually my stop loss right here. If this green candle comes down and touches this, it sells, I win. However, if it goes from here all the way up to here, it sells, I win even more. Guaranteed win, I'm out. Deuces. Now, let's talk about the chart. Let's talk about the price action. Now, I want you guys to look at a few things. If you've been on this show before, you know only lines I've been adding are up top or on the bottom. These have been here for quite some time, and I've named them all for everyone to know what they are. You can screenshot it, take a look at it, whatever you want. But look at the respect that these levels have had. Resistance. Resistance, right? Support. It's a good thing to see. Same here, key level. We called it a key level because when it lost it, it reclaimed it with the quickness. All the way up to 180. But when it lost it again, it lost it with the quickness. When it tried to come back up and reclaim it, it failed. It failed. It got it for a little bit and it failed again. When it failed, it went to the depths of you know where. The bounce back was strong, had some trouble, broke through, held it, took off, and here we are. So this is a key level. And you can see these levels are respected. This is daily candles, okay? We'll give you another example. Look at these daily candles from the last week. Held, resistance, held. Resistance, held. Didn't know what the fuck it wanted to do here. Finally closed in the middle. Indecisive. Another rejection at the psych level. So the psych level was looking strong, right? What's the psych level? 150. Psych level, fuck. Rejection. Break over the psych level. Come down. Oh, no. We're holding this psych level. Look at that. Right to the penny. Psych level held. But when it lost it, it then came back up to try and reclaim it. Failed. 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 Until now, we're finally back above it. This is the daily chart. Same way on the way down. Held it. Tried holding it, but failed. That's where we get more downside. More downside. Held it. Next day starts. Even with that ridiculous sell-off, reclaimed it the March 4th daily close. So these levels are huge. You know, again, this think about this. March 4th, almost 2 months ago, the daily candle closed at 146.31. A little over a month and a half later, this candle closed at 146.34, 3 cents above it. What does that tell me? It's holding it as support, ain't it? That's why I like going long there. It says if this is support finally, we can take off. Now, here's another thing. This daily candle from this wick blew through all of these except held this psych level. And this was the first time after being resistance that it's tested it in this entire run. Now that we've gotten that out the way, I'm like, round of applause. We finally finished up the retest. Now I want to reclaim 150, and we did. At one point, if we rip faces, we're going to have to test this unless we can consolidate long enough above it. So I always look at those psych levels and say, I can't be too bullish because I'm going to eventually need to test it. but I'm bullish as fuck with this move. Now that's the daily chart. I work off of the 4-hour chart more than anything else. The 4-hour chart tells me a beautiful story. I want you guys to pay attention to this zone here, this March 4th close. Not just the daily candle, but look at these 4 hours. Reject, support, 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 support. Started here, lost it, reclaimed it. Support, 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 until it's not. Once that breaks, you got to test this. Nope, 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 yes. So this is officially resistance that got flipped to support. Why? Resistance, 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 resistance. Broke through resistance, still got to test it as support. Here's my support. We're free to go. So every one of these lines means something to me. Whether it was resistance at one point and it's now support, whether it's a roundabout number like 140, 150 psychological levels, whether it's a week or a day, March 3rd and September 16th, weekly resistance, that's 2024. All of these mean something. And one of our craziest levels that we identified yesterday is this one right here. This is so many daily candles in the past that have literally flipped from resistance to support. It's insane. I mean, you can go all the way back here and it's every day. It's either above it or below it or above it or below it or above it or below it. And every time it gets above it, the run is pretty fucking nice. I want to reclaim that motherfucker right there. That's when I am bullish. That's Solana summer, if you ask me. That's when I would be amped. Where is that level? This guy right here. Every time, you guys, every time. No joke. A big move happens. That's why, if you notice, we can't close a 4-hour candle above it, but one time, tried our asses to hold it, but the bears took over. And that was it. Came up, almost tested it, not quite. Today, we pretty much tested it to the penny, and you can see the big sell-off from it. Okay? I don't change these levels. I add to them. These 4-hour resistance, I'm watching for things like that because I want to make sure it comes back and holds it as support eventually. Okay? Now, what are the importance of levels? Levels for me help me to determine where I think it's going. This is probability. I'm going off of strategies that I've traded on every type of industry. SPY, on the stock market, Tesla, QQQ for NASDAQ. DraftKings, NVIDIA, we're talking options. You go to the trenches. I'll pull up charts on the trenches and I'll start to see where things are going, right? I use these charts for a lot of things. Key levels tell me where I'm entering, why I'm entering, and when I'm exiting, and how much I'm exiting. On top of that, formations in candles, identifying them, head, shoulders. You can see more downside when you see that third piece coming and it's a shoulder and it's not getting higher than the other shoulder and it's not getting higher than the head, most importantly. And that's where the drawback comes. We had a trend break. Might be a little difficult for you to see if you're not used to charting, but we're going to draw it real quick so you can see. Here's our trend line, right? Couldn't break it, couldn't break it, couldn't break it until we did. Once you break it, you can start to see a nice push. We had one there. We also had one on the downside, which was an uptrend from when? From its lows of 90, whatever the heck. Trend. And on the daily candle, this is pretty strong. Holding, 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 holding on the 4 hours, holding until when? Until it fails to. When it fails, it tries to reclaim it and it can't. And that's where you see this drawback. And that's where you see the continuation. So seeing patterns, awesome. Certain types of cups and handles and head and shoulders, awesome. They're all helpful. But the key levels tell me when I'm entering, why I'm entering, and the whole 9 yards. There's 203 people in here. We got a strict schedule today, only about 6 minutes left. If you enjoyed this space, please repost it, like it, comment, all that fun stuff. My analysis, just to kind of give you a heads up, I'm bullish as fuck again. Does that mean you could take a long with confidence no matter what? I don't give a fuck what you do. Don't take me and use me as like, you're like, this is what I'm going to do, okay? Make sure you have a reason on why. I am in multiple longs right now, not just on this account here for the challenge, but I'm also on one in my personal as well. The reason for this is that 140 psych level was very strong. There was news that Arn had brought up regarding 250 million Solana tokens. We got an uptick here, but I'm really bullish as fuck because of this. The psych level is reclaimed. Until we fall below this, which may very well happen. Remember, I can't predict this shit. But until we fall below this, I'm not bearish. And I do not take shorts when I see this kind of activity unless it's a scalp, meaning a quick in, quick out. Now, I'm extra bullish because the daily candle didn't just close over the psych level, but it actually closed over resistance levels from, again, March 1st and March 7th. It closed above that. And that to me was extra bullish. We didn't just reclaim the 150, but we reclaimed the resistance level. So what did I do? I waited for a retest of the 150 to go long. Now, you can't see it on a daily chart, but if you go to an hour, for example, you'll see that it tested it after closing above this, right? Daily candle closed above this, which was right around here. No, I'm lying. It's right here. Just closed an hour ago, okay? But again, it came over here and held the 150. That's when I went long. Because if I'm seeing 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, 4 hours, 5 hours, 6 hours, it's a long time to hold. That's pretty strong. So I don't mind taking a risk of going long, because if I'm wrong and it breaks, then I'm out. I lose. No problem. Small loss. Easy to say. But I'm long. So far, we benefited off this length. I have trimmed my other position that I actually started last night. And I did trim, and that was the same reason, you guys. We had a long extended time frame, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 hours above a line. That tells me that we're consolidating nicely and we can get the next leg up. So I went long, trimmed 25% twice, and that's all I've trimmed yet. My liquidation isn't until 144. In this range, I got a lot of wiggle room. I'm holding tight. Here, prime example, held. You see your next move. Okay. Now, where are we to the penny? That's why I put these 4-hour resistance in every time I see them. Right? This was been up here for a hot minute, guys. Look at what it does off of it. So that tells me, hey, this might not be a bad place to trim. Okay. And I trim a little bit here. Right? Now, one thing I will tell you is I always have a fucking plan. I don't have to come on the chart and go, what am I going to do here? No, I go, okay, if we can hold 150s retail, I'm not going to chase this. Because then this happens and I'm scared. Or this happens, I'm like, fuck, I'm out. No, instead of chasing when I break free, I wait patiently. I get my confirmation of it being support and I go long comfortably. That's it. I identify that we have a breakthrough. No breakthrough here. Identified, breakthrough, retest, confirmed, confidently start that position. And then I close where? 1 trim, 2 trims, 3 trims, 4 trims, all the way up. And I don't wait to the line. I go a little below. Everybody got that? Hope so. Yeah, there's no FOMO in this bitch. We wait. I was playing it safe and closing every time I hit 10 to 20% after fees. Gator Bear, if that's your plan, that's all good too. But just know one thing, you limit your upside if you're closing everything out based on a percentage of gain. I'll give you an example. If I'm long here and I'm up 20%, I clip, I don't really have a rhyme or reason for it. And I don't take advantage of this. Right? So again, what I do that works really good for me is I do 25% out, 25% out, 25% out, 25% out. Infinite amount of times for the most part. Until my position is not worth even trimming anymore. And then I'll just let it sit there for a long time. I'm sure I have a couple wallets right now that still have longs from the fucking 103 levels that might even be worth like 50, 60 bucks, even though there was only probably a couple bucks left in them. Right? No point in closing it out. Yeah, what if this shit hit $3,000 one day? Who gives a shit? Okay. So my point is, have a plan. Stick to the plan. Again, if you enjoyed this, I appreciate you. Repost it, like it, comment, all that fun stuff. We'll be back here tomorrow. We do this every single day at 5 o'clock Pacific Standard Time. And then that's Monday through Friday. Today, we're just doing a Throwback Thursday special where we're going to now navigate to X and X only on a live space call. You can go to my page at IamGhost_AF to get to it and tap in. We're going to play a song or two, rile up the troops, and do what we do best, and that's communicate and keep that communication at an all-time high.
See you on the Throwback Thursday.
That part. We got a little bit of a hiccup in the road on Saturday. I'm going to a wedding. It's going to be the first time that we can't do our lotto ball drawing on a Saturday. We'll do it on Sunday. Don't trip. And I'll confirm the timing. It's a wedding. So I know we're going to be having a good time. We'll probably go early afternoon or early evening or late afternoon. But I'll let you guys know 100%. You're very welcome. I appreciate you, Homer. Thank you.
Just saying, talking about production value. They might be able to use the dance floor. I mean, yeah, I'll see you on X, man. Later.